In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the customizer to customize your site, including images and text and colors. All right, so what I'm looking at here is the front page, and I am logged in to my WordPress site. That's why I have the admin bar across the front. And I'm just going to click up here to the customize link, and you'll see it's opened up this sidebar with all kinds of different options. Now, all you really need to do is play with this, start making some selections, and you'll be able to figure out how it works. But some tips I want to give you on this. I typically skip site identity, menus, widgets, and static front page. All of those areas can be accessed from the dashboard, and I think the interfaces there dealing with those things are a lot easier to deal with. Like for example, if I'm on the dashboard widgets, on the left side of the screen, I have all of my available widgets, and on the right side, all of my available widget areas. It's easier to deal with that way than it is through the customizer. So I would usually skip right down to background colors. One tip here. This header background, some of you, your logos aren't PNG files with transparent backgrounds, so it's a JPEG with a white background, and it doesn't really look right. So you have the option here just to go ahead and change that to white. So if you have a white background, you won't have a silly looking site with kind of a mismatched colors. So I'm going to send that back to default. The other thing here you should know is we have a site background color, which is going to control the background. But this area in here is called the container. So if you want to make the whole thing the same color, you need to change the container area also. The color of the stripes doesn't just affect this area right here, but also on other pages. So if I go to the contact page, you'll see that there's this stripe here, and the border as well is controlled with stripe border. And the footer is pretty straightforward. Okay, site colors, same thing. Phone email address, that's going to be over here. And again, if you just start playing with these, you'll be able to figure out what they do, and they're labeled pretty straightforward. Button color doesn't just control the button color on the front page, but also in the templates like the About sidebar template and the New Patients sidebar template. They also have buttons, so that controls that as well. If you've changed the stripe color from the background colors panel, you might find that your text doesn't show up so well, so you can change the text inside the stripe here. And you can also, if you change your footer color and can't see your navigation, you can change that here so that you can have a dark color with a light navigation. So everything will be visible. Navigation menu colors, very straightforward. Again, you can change the color of the navigation as well as what it looks like on mouse over and the color of the text. Theme variables is where you control your address. You'll see your address is up here, but it's also in the sidebars of the About sidebar template and the New Patient template. So when you change it here, it will change it there as well. Main video image insider. Okay, so if I go in here, I can change my image just by removing an image here and then putting whatever image I want from my image library. If I hit select an image, it's going to open up my media library. So if I don't have anything in my media library, I can just upload it by hitting select files and upload it from my desktop and use that for the image. And that works for all of the images that you'll find using the customizer. A video, all I need to do is go to YouTube, grab my, hit share, get the embed code, and just put the embed code in right here, and it'll show the video in place of the front page image. And then there's the slider. There's a separate video for that, but once I have a slider set up and I have a name for that slider, all I need to do is drop in the name of the slider, and it will replace this area here with that slider. We use the Revolution slider for that, and there are separate videos showing you how to use that software. So you want to check out those videos first to learn how to install it, how to set up a slideshow, and how to make slides. That's all covered in the Revolution slider videos. So let's go back to image. I'm going to select default, put that image back. And main headline control. So something you want to know here is we've separated it into first half and second half in case you want to do something with different sizes and different colors. So you can control the size and the color. So if I wanted to have the first half big and the second half smaller, I can do that just by splitting them up, but I also have the option of just getting rid of this easily in the second half and moving it right up here. And you can see I can make it all the same color as well, and I can make it all the same size. One thing that's kind of neat is if I want to put a line break, let's say before headline, I can just move up here before headline and put brackets with a BR, which stands for break, and I can make a line break there. So that's something you'd want to know about that you might not know just playing around with it yourself. Images, I kind of described those already. One thing you want to know, your logo. If I remove the logo, it's going to replace it with my site name and my tagline. That is controlled in your WordPress settings. So if you go to general settings, it asks you what your site's name is and what your tagline is. Changing that will affect what shows here. So that's for someone who doesn't have a logo yet. Just Let's go back to default on that. In this area here, not only can I change the picture, but I can change this label. So if this says latest news and I just want it to say latest or just say news, I can change that there, and then I change the picture just by removing it here and selecting another picture. The area underneath that, the widgets, those are controlled from the widget area. So if you go into your appearance widgets from your dashboard, you'll see that you'll have a left, middle, and right column widget area. So I can drop a text widget in there or a Google Maps widget or whatever, and I can put anything I want in this widgetized area that corresponds with the picture and the label that I choose here. Okay, columns in the stripe, that is just our text. If you go in here, you can see that we have our heading, subheading, some text, and then it links. So you can control the link as well. So you don't have to accept the defaults here. If I want to set up a sports physicals page, I can make this say sports physicals, say something about it, and have it link to that page instead. Sidebar button templates. The default says request an appointment and links to a contact page. You don't have to accept that. You can make it say whatever you want, and you can have it link wherever you want. So that's going to be affected when you use like the about sidebar template and you have that button at the bottom. You can change that here. And last but not least, really helpful is this office hours feature. You can put all of your office hours right here into the customizer and then control it using a shortcode so you can drop it in different places on your site. So for example, let's go ahead and exit out of this. And you can see I had office hours already plugged in. I'm going to go here to this middle column widget. So I'm going to go to the dashboard. I'm just going to go to the widgets area. And you can see over here I have this front page middle column. Let's just open that up and drag in a text widget. And I'm going to use the shortcode. Just all you need to do is put in brackets and then put hours and hit save. Now when I go back here and refresh, you'll see that it will drop the hours that I have in the customizer. You can also do that on pages. If I go to the contact page and I want to put my hours there, all I need to click is edit page. And I come in here to put my brackets, put hours, hit update. Let's view the page. You can see there are my office hours. I can open the customizer if I want to change it. You can see that Sunday we're closed. If I go down here to office hours and I put open, you can see this will change over here. And this is really nice because sometimes you'll have office hours in different places on your site. Maybe you'll have it in the footer widget or in a sidebar widget or on your contact page and your about page. All you need to do is go and change it in this one area in the customizer, and it will change in all those places where you have the shortcode. So that's it. That's the customizer. That's all there is to it. If you have any questions, just go ahead and send a question through the contact form. Thanks.